as companies and as policymakers adopt the Internet of Things, they're very clearly starting with some of the quick wins, some of the ways that they can make their existing processes more efficient. And we're seeing that in, for example, a recent study that Forrester did for Microsoft. Those results come out very clearly. But I think policymakers, customers, companies are moving beyond that now and recognising that it's not just about making what they already have more efficient, it's about building longer, more sustained, richer engagements with customers, with suppliers, with citizens, and using the Internet of Things to enable that. The first of them is simply the lack of robust, clear standards. As we're seeing at the moment, most of these Internet of Things initiatives are being led by large companies, large manufacturing companies normally, and they already own most of the process. They own the machines, they own the customers, they own the data, and so they're not necessarily embracing open standards in quite the way that we might want them to. If we're going to see this broader adoption of Internet of Things, we really need those standards to open up. We need those different companies to be coming together around shared standards that make it easier for other people to contribute and to receive some of the benefits as well. The other thing that we need clearly as we move to a broader adoption of the Internet of Things across Europe is we need to see some harmonisation of those standards and processes and laws across European borders. For example, a lot of Internet of Things processes, a lot of Internet of Things equipped devices are monitoring people, whether it's in healthcare or traffic flow, monitoring your car and how it's doing on the road. This clearly raises privacy concerns for some people. We have solutions to those concerns, but we need to lay them out far more clearly, and we need to also ensure that we're coming up with harmonised solutions that apply from one country to another. We need to see far more working together across the public sector and also between the private sector and the public sector. For example, one example in the UK where a number of local authorities, individual local government units, are collaborating together on an Internet of Things project and seeing far more success than any one of them could have done on their own. So that's an example of public and public partnership. We also need to see the greater partnership with some of the industrial providers who are actually building these machines. We need to look at ways that they, for example, can be integrated into the rollout of new roads or the rollout of new public transport networks, working clearly with the public providers to ensure that their policy agenda and their social agendas are being met while also advancing the technological side of things for those builders of the machines.